Hi, welcome to another podcast by Ananta Montessori. Today we have with us Shivani, who is the co founder of Little Warrior Child Development Center. She has a bachelor's in psychology, a master's in neuropsychology, and a PG diploma in child therapy. So, thank you for being here, and we're very excited to have you here.
Thanks, Rohit, for having me. It was wonderful to start this podcast with you.
So, let's just get started with your profession journey. What made you want to be a behavior therapist and especially for working with children at such young age?
To be very honest, when I was learning psychology, the primary thing or the primary goal I had was to deal with the adults. I never expected that I would work with kids. Unfortunately, I had to give an interview. So they hired me as a psychologist. That's when I got to know, okay, there are kids who are actually struggling with a lot of different things. So that's when I got to know that this is something interest and I could get a lot of progress. So that's why I wanted to be a behavior therapist, because all the kids show you different things every single day and they just surprise you. And I'm shocked with their behavior. Like, how can they think about this one? As an adult, we don't think it. So it made me surprised. So that's when I decided that, okay, let me be a behavior therapist and see how it goes. So actually, I'm enjoying this journey.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's been a great time for us also to work with the children on Ananta
That's true.
Montessori, and I totally resonate with what you're saying. So, the parents that come to Little Warriors, what are the common concerns that they come with, especially parents with children aged between like 1 to 5 years old?
So most of the parents come with the concern that they are very stubborn. They don't listen to us. And they are always clingy, they are aggressive, they show a lot of tantrums and all. So these are the primary difficulties that most of the parents have. And that's what I am looking forward, how I can help them to understand. Though the symptoms are the same, every kid is different. Like, they behave in a certain way. So it's difficult for the parents to understand why exactly he is behaving in certain way.
So, why do children at this age show emotions like aggression, tantrums, or clinginess? Like, what happens in their mind? What's going on?
Yeah. So now, for example, I believe we all have emotions like aggression, happiness, sadness, upset. So how do we communicate? Like, now I'm aggressive. I got aggression or I'm upset with someone. What I do? I say that, I don't like your behavior and I'm upset with you. This is how we communicate. But children's, they don't have a lot of words in their dictionary to, struggle to communicate. So that's when they throw a lot of tantrums. So that's when they show aggression as a sign that they need something or they don't want something. So now the cognition is still building and they are struggling to communicate, and that is their way of expression. So as a parent or a caregiver, we don't understand why they are behaving in certain way. So what do? We try to restrict the behavior or try to restrict an emotion. But it's much better if we understand why exactly they are behaving and why this particular emotion. Now, as a father, how do you react to your child emotion now when she is upset?
Uh, I think the immediate response always is trying to go and address it, or I think we commonly try and distract them also. It's a common strategy. We try and take them away from that emotion and kind of get them distracted. But lately, from learning more of the Montessori method, also, we just give them some time to process. Like you said, communication becomes a major thing. So, but children, even without words, can communicate. So, kind of trying to find cues of how and what she's trying to say, and if she's upset about something, then what is that, so that we can kind of address that root cause.
That's true. It perfectly works. But as I think, like my opinion is parents don't really understand. I think we need to educate parents much about the emotions of the kid. So it gets easier for the parents also to understand how you have to understand the kid. So I think we
So,
can have
what would be some recommendations you would have for parents? Like, what cues do we look for? Like, how do we go about this?
So now for the parents, whenever they come concerns with their about the kid, so how do we address this? First, what is the root cause? What do you think? Now tell me what you do if you are in the place of the child. So most of the time we look with an adult vision, not with a kid's vision
True.
or kid's eye. So it gets very simpler if we look from the kid's perspective. It's easier for us to find the solution. Now we see that, okay, they are being very cranky, so we get so irritated and we try to yell at them, or why you behaving in certain ways. So can't we just understand, if I am a kid, how do I do it? So I think instead of seeing from an adult vision or the parent's vision, it's better to see from the kids' side of the story. So it would get easier for us. So the cues would be, when they are getting cranky, understand, are they hungry, or are they trying to communicate something, or do they need something else? So can we be little kid along with them and communicate? Okay, tell me, I know you are upset. Can you tell me what exactly you want to do it? Can I know why you're upset? Because most of the kids, they don't even know why they are being cranky, because they don't know what they exactly needed. I think it's important for a parent to understand, like, at what time what my kid needs, so that would help us.
I think from what you just said, acknowledging their emotion also maybe would be the first step. Is
100%.
agreeing that, oh, you might. I see that you're upset. I see
Yes.
that you're unhappy. I think sounds good. So next question would be in terms of what role does temperament play in the child's behavior?
Yes. So temperament is nothing but how a kid is adapting to the environment, because parenting style and the home environment plays a lot of role in on building an individuality. Now, as a family, I'll give you two examples. Now, a family who is very happy, who respects everyone's emotions, even though it's kid. Now you're upset. Okay, I agree you're upset. So how do I talk with my kid? And there is other family who don't validate anyone's emotions. They are like kind of strict. So they don't regulate their own emotions, and they try to be a dominant figure in the school or outside setting when they meet other peoples. So it is very important for us to provide a positive environment, and that's how an individual develop. Now most of the kids don't get a positive environment at home, and I do understand they might have certain scenarios, but that's going to play a lot of difference as an individual once they grow up. So that's why you see a lot of complaints from the school about a particular child, and the parents have this complaint that my kid is not doing best at the school, but we are not understanding it's us who are being in the wrong side. So I think it is very much important. No matter how we are struggling, it is very, very important for us to create a positive environment for the children.
Sure. So, how do we differentiate between a normal behavior versus us needing to go get professional support? Like, for example, just with my daughter, how do I know if there are things that I could handle at home towards me wanting them to take her to Little Warriors, for example?
Yes. So, for example, most of the kids or the parents have this difficulty that my kid is a special kid. And I think no one wants to accept if it's a special kid. So, for me, it took a lot of time to understand why are we even differentiating between a normal kid and a special kid. So, I'll give you a simple example. Normal kid is nothing but when you respond to the name, when you listen to your parents, when you follow all the instructions. The moment when a kid is not following any instructions given by the parents, that's when we say that, "Eh, bacha to nalayak hai." These are the things we constantly try to tell, but we don't understand what they are struggling internally. So when it's coming to special kids, the first cues that we need to see, I think most of the parent, when they go to a gynec appointment or the pediatrician, it is very much important for us to understand the milestones. The moment there is a delay in milestone, that's when we have to be a little alert and see if our kid is falling into any such symptoms. For example, the first thing we need to address is name call response. Now, I think at an age of 6 months or 8 months, the kid starts to respond through smile, or like whenever you're calling their name, they look like, who is calling me? So when the kid is not responding for the name call, or when they're struggling with the eye contact, that's when we are supposed to get alert and talk with our pediatrician and understand why exactly it's happening. So that will help us to understand much better.
So you already mentioned this a bit, but what are the strategies parents can take to kind of deal with tantrums or other behaviors that might just frustrate them? Like, what could we do? Easy things that we can do at home, simple things that we should remember to be able to deal better with it.
That's true. So now most of the parents need to understand what is the difference between tantrums and meltdown. So tantrums is always a goal oriented. It's 100% a goal oriented. Just like, I want something and I don't want to communicate. So what I do, I cry. I try to annoy my parents. So what the parents do immediately, okay, she's crying, let me give her whatever she wants. So that is goal oriented and that is tantrum. So now most of the time when we see this behavior, especially in the malls, when we take our kids to the malls, that's when I want this, I want that, I want. The moment the parents are not giving, they want to get onto the floor and cry, they want to shout, they want to scream, everything. And the parent is like, now I'm embarrassed, okay, let me buy whatever she wants. So the parents will buy and that is enough. So what the kid will register, okay, this is the thing, this is my tactics, so I can play around. Yes. So now what the parent have to do, I'll give you a mall example itself. So you have to prepare your child before you're taking them. So you have to tell them that we are going, so these are the certain instructions that you are supposed to follow. If you need something, communicate. Now it is within my budget, I'll definitely buy you. If it is not, then I can't buy you. So when you're preparing the kid beforehand, so that would get much easier. Now you don't have to face such struggles. Now when the kid is throwing tantrums, you need to understand there is a reason. So you can talk to them as we are talking with our friends or anyone. So it would be easier for the kid also to understand, okay, these are my instructions. So when I need something, definitely I'll communicate with my parent. So when we tell them, okay, you will get what you want. So that's when they understand, okay, I can communicate. So let me just communicate rather than showing tantrums. So this is how we navigate further.
But how long would this process take? Because, just in my case right now, my daughter does throw tantrums, and we got used to giving her what she wants. Now, for a short period, she's used to this working out. So, like, how long do we keep at it? Because my daughter is also 1.5. Not she doesn't communicate a lot of words. So it's still she understands everything. We believe so because she gets it. But then if she suddenly puts a tantrum, like how long do we stay consistent with this behavior to see some change to happen?
So always when we are, doing such things, it is very much important for us to fade away as well. If you are not fading away, the kid will used to it continuously. Okay, let me do this way, so I'm getting everything. So again, we need to understand the cognitive and comprehension capacity of the child. So if they are understanding, it's good. If they are not understanding, then you have to set boundaries. And here, both the parents and the family together have to be on the same page. Now, most of the parents, especially in the Indian culture, they struggle. Now, parents want to set boundaries. The grandparents wants to spoil the kid. Now, the parents will be the villains and the grandparents are the heroes. So now it is very much important to set certain boundaries, that these are the boundaries we'll be following, and no one has to step out of it and do whatever is possible. So the kid will never understand. So they get a lot of confusion. Who is what?
True.
So when, as you have mentioned about, how we can do it. So you can tell now, you will not get everything you ask for every time. So at times you have to listen what your parents are saying. At times we will listen to you. Now, as you have given the example, so I would like to ask you now, if your kid is asking which is the toy which is costing around 2,000, so you would be like, okay, let me buy for her. So now if she asks for a 20,000 toy, would you be able to give? Though you can afford, would you be able to give?
No.
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 Okay. So why do you?
I mean, for me, it would just be going to be value of that. Is it valuable? Would it be developmental focused? Does she really need it? Because a child might want something for whatever reasons, but they don't know what it is about, what it can do. Maybe the color could be appealing or the packaging was appealing. So I think just generally, I would want to learn more about what that is, and if it is aligned to her and developmentally valuable, then yeah, surely maybe. But initially, with the price being so high, I would rethink a couple of times.
Okay. So that you have the understanding of it. So how do we make our kids understand about it? So what do we do? So it's important for us, especially in the Indian culture, we always pamper and spoil our kid. And I feel that, at a very young age, which we make them responsible enough that you have to follow, be in a certain way. So it would also be helpful for them to understand, okay, so if I do it, if I'm responsible, that's when we get it. I think a lot of us coming from 90s, so our parents always told us that if you get a first rank, I'll get your mobile. If you crack this one, that's when I'll get you. So I think it is very much important for them also to understand that there is a certain limitations. And it is very much important for us to set those limitations and boundaries at a very young age. It's not a strict parenting, but it is being mindful about what and how our kid is growing up into a adult.
So my next question is around boundaries.
Yes.
How do we set healthy boundaries around the child while still being very nurturing, for the child not to feel that I'm bounded by these things, but like how do we set healthy boundaries that enable the child?
Yeah. So boundaries are applicable to everyone. It's applied to parents and it is also applied to children. So it is nothing but it's just like a mirror. Now, when you see yourself in the mirror, you see yourself. And same with the kid. Now, it is very much important what kind of a boundaries you're following. That's when your kid will follow. If you're not following any boundaries, then your kid will also not follow. Now, if you set a boundary that I will wake up sharp 7 o'clock, so is my the kid. So if you do it along with them, with the multiple repetitions and the modeling, that's when your kid will understand. Now, for example, just give me an example. I'll give you an example where you're using your tone, high pitch, and you're saying something to someone. Your kid will watch. And the moment your kid is talking the same way with you or anyone, what is our immediate reactions? Like, you can't talk to like that. So the kid will have a question. So you are talking. So what is wrong with I am talking? So that's when it will surprise us. It makes a lot of difference. So it is very much important how we are following and what we are doing. The kids are very smart to observe and enact the same thing. So it is important that if they are comprehendingly, they are doing good. So you have to tell these are the boundaries, and as a kid you don't have to put a lot of boundaries. It is okay for them to be like a free bird and enjoy every aspect, but it is also important for them to understand that these are your boundaries and we will be only allowing you to do it. And sometimes it is okay that not to follow any boundaries also.
So seems like the onus is also on the parents here to kind of follow those boundaries
That's
and
true.
model that behavior for the children, which something we don't think about. We want them to do something, but finally when it comes to us, we follow like things like just screen and things like that. So can you share some practical tips of how we can set routines and build structures around children? Because from what I learned, at least from the Montessori way, routines and structures are very important and needed for children because it helps them predict what's next, feel more secure.
Yes.
So, any suggestions to our parents, any effective strategies on things that worked on how we can build? And this is for children starting age 1 to all the way till 5.5, 6.
Done. So now first foremost is like when they are eating, most of the time we try to feed till the age of 12 months. Right, after 12 also we try to feed them. So after a age where they are able to sit, let's just put them on the high chair and give them two options that you can choose one. So that from there it will initiate for them, okay, I'm supposed to eat by myself, and let's teach ethics, how to eat. So let's put a napkin, show them, okay, you are also sitting with everyone and you are also eating. So it's not like we are taking the kid and we are constantly feeding, so they don't understand the responsibility. Now after the age 15 months, we can give them an options of choosing the dresses that they want to wear. Though they don't understand what is the choices, but it's okay, pick one. So slowly, gradually they'll understand, okay, I'm responsible to make my own choices. So, and routine as well. So according to the age, we set routines. Let's start with 2 things at a time. So maybe we can start a routine of, waking up, saying good morning to everyone. Let's take the hand of the kid and go to every individual and say good morning to our parents and say good morning to the nature. So that's when they understand after a period of time, even if you're not taking the hand of your kid, they go themselves and say good morning to everyone. And brushing your teeth, and you have to put the brush into the holder, take bath. So maybe a very small routines according to the age would make a lot of difference. So I understand we love our kids, but there is a difference between love and spoiling your kids. So most of the time we fall into the word spoil and think that it's love. So in that way, we are not disciplining our child. So when we are setting routines, we have to be mindful how it's going to impact them in the longer run. So I would give an example, especially with the special kids. So most of the special kids have difficulty with the sensory issues. So they struggle and they don't eat by hand. And parents say that, okay, he is a special child, let me feed. So how long you're going to feed? So I saw very live examples of the children who don't eat by their hand. Someone have to feed even at the age of 9. So you could see there is a lot of difference. Now I say at a very young age, give them everything because it's an exploring age. So the moment they don't explore, they'll not understand what is the texture of it. So it is very important and very we need to be very mindful what kind of a routine we want to set, not as a kid, but how they will grow into an adult. So that is very important.
So again, here similarly, it seems important that the adults also have routines and
Routines,
they're
yes.
modeling it. How can parents encourage collaboration, empathy, and compassion at this stage?
Yes. So now coming to empathy, what I teach my kids especially and what I tell to my parents, how you treat a human is also depend how you treat a non-living thing object. Now, for example, if I take a pen and throw it, that is how I can treat a human as well. So it is very much important how you are treating every single thing in your life. Either it's food, non-living thing, living thing, it doesn't matter. You have to respect everything possible. The moment you're disrespecting, that is how you are inside, not outside though. So when we are showing empathy, it is important, though we don't understand. Most of the time it is not possible for us to understand how others are feeling. Let's be a little kind. Maybe we can tell them that I might not understand, but I can ensure you that I am with you. Same with the kids when they're going through a lot of difficulties or they had a bad day at school. Don't communicate because they don't understand, because they are undergoing a lot of emotions. It's just you be there physically, maybe giving a hug, tell them that I am right next to you. Once you feel better, you can talk with me. So this is one thing that as a parent, we have to do it. And again, I think kids are someone who are like very soft. They don't understand. They believe everything what we do it. So we have to teach them that these are the good things, these are the bad things, these are the emotions, and all the emotions are accepted. Now, if you see most of the time, we say that why you crying every single time? What is the necessity? You are very clingy child. So subconsciously we try to tell to other people also who comes at home. Now when most of the parents are sitting, my child is like this, what about your child? And the children are playing right next there. They listen everything. Though they don't understand, they know that we are talking about them. So it gives a very bad impact on their minds. And they think, okay, I might not be good enough because my mom is saying about me. So their self-confidence will reduce and they don't understand that we are respecting their emotions. So I feel that whatever words we are saying plays a very huge impact on the child's mind. So what we are saying, how we are communicating plays a huge role. So let's be mindful whenever we are talking to our children, because you see a lot of difference when you communicate positively and when you communicate negatively.
How about how do we enable the children to learn collaboration, cooperation? Because at least my daughter right now doesn't want to share.
Sure.
She's just only Manda here though. But we want to kind of encourage them to empathize others, share. So how do we go about that?
First thing, it starts from home. Now, for example, as a family, we all sit together. So when our partners, husband and wife, are sharing things with each other, maybe at a dinner table, you're just giving one spoon to your wife and she's giving. So that's when your child observes and you see that, okay, it tastes really good. So, okay, you want to share with me? Okay, let's do it. So how does it feel? So after sharing, see, this is what I want. You're very good at sharing. Maybe those words will create a long impact. Even at school, two kids are not sharing, maybe your daughter will be the first one, go teach them. Now this starts at the home, so we can't expect, because kids become really secure about their toys and a lot of other things. So it should start at home. That's when it will imply in outside world.
And in a scenario where the two siblings, two children, how do we go about that?
So now I think most of the time, when first kid, we give all the attention, all the love. The moment the second kid comes, the attention is transferred to the second one. And I think it is very important for us to give a lot of attention to the first one rather than the second one, because they kind of feel insecure, they kind of feel jealousy, and they don't form that bond until they have a good understanding, because they find that all the attention is gone. So again, a circle time is very important, showing that both are equal, both will get everything they ask for. So it's not like you're doing good, so only you will get it and she'll not get it. So it is very important to form the circle time, bedtime, the routines, sharing everything. So the love is very important to share, saying I love you to each other, giving hugs. When other child is being mean to the other one, so simply saying sorry, okay, I'll not do it. So that's how it will help them to form the bond.
Okay. So, what are some fun ways where we could encourage emotional and social learning and development for the child at home?
At home. Okay, so emotions as in now, when something happens with mother, she might be going through a lot of, has a father maybe taking their own child and go sit with the mother, tell them that look at your mom, she's feeling really upset about something, can we do something to cherish her? Okay, let's cook something. Okay, what you want to cook? Okay, let's ask mother what she wants to eat. So in that way she'll understand that okay, she's feeling emotional, so there is a reason for it. Okay, let's do it. So next time in your absence, your kids will do that for your mother. So that is something we need to look up to, saying that okay, at a very young age she's understanding emotional and social situation, as I've mentioned, wishing every individual, no matter, now if you see, we are very much occupied with our busy schedule. The source of communication is through text. So why don't we take 5 minutes of time in the morning as a family, sit, cuddle, hugs, kisses, saying love you, good morning, will show a lot of impact. So that's how a healthy relationships are formed at school and at home.
So, comes back again to modeling. It
I
seems
think
like a lot of things are coming back
yes,
to modeling because
modeling.
the parents sharing these emotions within themselves will let the child
Yes.
think about it and slowly start building on those
Yes,
things.
because I think home is the first place that we learn a lot of things, but we don't have that liberty as an Indian culture again. Maybe earlier in 90s, parents are not supposed to show the love with each other. It is only between their private space. But I think it is very much important. The moment you show love in front of your kids, that is a very natural setting of understanding what exactly love is all about. That's when they understand and they reflect themselves and show it on to other
Got
people. Now if you take the same example where environment, parents are not in a good terms,
expressing.
they are shouting at each other or abusing, that's going to impact your child. Though they don't communicate, they project themselves onto others and they don't turn out to be a better individual because they have a lot of insecurities, a lot of jealousy, a lot of aggression is built in them. Again, parents come, this is how you are, because the root cause is
True.
parents. So everything starts from the home.
Parents.
So we need to understand to build a good environment at home so that it becomes good lifestyle for them.
Sounds good. So, with respect to screen time, even with a supervised adult around, or sometimes when you give them access to internet through either YouTube or just social media, there's not a lot of supervision that we can do. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, okay, so again, coming back to communication. So, at a very young age, it is important for us to teach our kids what is good and what is bad. So, when they see such content, now most of the time we can't stop, we can't supervise, as you have mentioned. So, when they are seeing something, it is very much important that they come and communicate and we address, okay, this is not a good content, you're not supposed to watch it next time, and how do you feel about it? And when there's such content, you can come and ask my permission. Now most of the time they don't do it. As a kid they have a lot of curiosity, like what's next,
Yeah.
what's next. So 100% I would say that supervision is required. If we can't give supervision, I think there are a lot of access that have been coming around where we can lock it, that this children of specific age can't open this. So maybe a password is required or something. Maybe we can take the help of the technology and set certain ground rules would
But
make
do
a
you
difference.
recommend that it's okay if we don't give children access to internet or social media at least until they turn
100%.
4 or 5? Yeah.
100%. 100%. Again, what happens here? The kids go to school, they say that I am getting to watch. You're not getting to watch. Again, kids come back to home, they're like, she is getting or he is getting, so why can't I get it? So again, there is a lot of chaos created at the home. So it is important for us to tell our kids that every family is different, every family has their ground rules. Now you can't cross those ground rules is what we are supposed to set. Again, it comes back to boundaries.
Okay. So, with children who have access to screen time, how does that impact their attention span, social skills, and other behaviors? Have you like both in a positive and negative way. What have you observed in your experience?
Yes. So earlier when we watch a movie, it's like a 2 hours of movie. We have to sit and watch. Now we got a lot of OTT platforms. If there is an ad comes, we just skip. So as we are going further, our attention is decreasing. So when we are saying our kids to pay attention to a particular thing, so it is important for us to understand, are they capable of paying attention for 5 minutes at least? If they can't pay, it is not important for us to put a lot of pressure. We need to understand the root cause why they are not able to pay attention. If they are able to pay attention, we have to tell this is a certain period of time. If you need a break in between, you can tell me that I need a break in between. So you can go out and take a break and you can come back and sit down and watch. The only thing I would like to tell here is don't put pressure if a kid is not able to pay attention. You need to understand why he is not able to pay attention. Is it something related to internal or external, or it is just simply that they want to time waste? I didn't like this. Okay, so first thing is we need to stop allowing them to watch the shorts, YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, because that will lead to a lot of lack of attention. So again, when you're giving any content, let's be mindful we are giving at least for 10 minutes or 5 minutes max, not a 1 minute of short or 30 seconds of shorts. And how do we increase in attention? See, now again, when I'm not paying attention to the screen, there might be a lot of reasons. Maybe I didn't like what I'm watching, or maybe it is something that I don't want to watch, or maybe it is something related, there is lack of attention. So when you understand, okay, communicate that I am not liking this content, so let me watch something. But let's be mindful that you will get to watch only in this particular time span. Once this time span is done, you can't watch. So setting this is very important.
Have you seen any impact on social skills by excess screen time if they're like have too much of screen
Yes,
time?
when you give a lot of screen time, aggression is built. And a lot of emotionally, they seem very low. Now, when you see a kid who is going out, being active, who is very energetic, very expressive, same kid if you take with a lot of screen time, no any activity physically, just sitting at the home and watching a lot of screen time, show a very different impact emotionally. So why? Again, there is one-on-one communication. They see as a kid, how they learn is they learn through visual, they learn through modeling, they learn through imitation. So when they're watching, that is what they implement and that is what they believe. Now, for example, if I come and tell you the entire world is bad, do you believe?
No.
You don't believe because you have an understanding. So that is my opinion. Now, if you tell the kid the world is bad, the kid will believe,
Yeah.
believe because you are saying it. So you have to make sure that we are setting certain limitations. You have to go out, you have to play. This is the screen time you will be getting, and this is what you will be watching. As a kid, it is very important to set boundaries because they don't understand what is right and what is wrong. Now, if we allow, watch everything you want, so they turn out to be a different individual. So it is important for us to restrict. Now, as a parent, our parents at least taught us that what you're supposed to watch and what you're not supposed to watch. Till the age of 18, I don't think so I have allowed to watch movies because of certain reasons. And I didn't get my laptop until I was in a particular standard, because my parents were worried because the internet is all over. So what if I get access to something? And psychologically, you will become a different individual when you have a lot of screen time and what content you're watching. Now, if you watch Instagram reels, there are a lot of negative content. And what I am watching, that's how I become. Now, if I watch positive content, I get an encouragement, motivation to be a different individual. When I'm watching a lot of toxic things and abusive, negative things, and that's how I become. So it is leads to a lot of psychological differences in a kid, especially.
So now mostly both parents are working, and when we have our own work going on, we're busy with things, and we're not always have time to spend with our children. So in such a scenario of current times, how do we balance between like screen time and effect, like just real world play?
Yes.
Some suggestion that you can give for children aged between 1 to 5 who basically come to Ananta Montessori?
Yeah. So, especially with the parents, as I've said earlier about the boundaries, we need to have a family rules. What are our family rules? I would like to ask you, you have any rules with your family?
Not as of now because me and my wife both are pretty busy, so we have our own thing going on. I have like some rituals with my daughter. My wife has some things with her, but I think to be very honest, as a family, we don't have any rules yet.
Yes. Okay, it is very much important to build a family rules, at least at a breakfast, at least at a dinner, least, if not at bedtime. Sitting, talking, how was your day? What did you do? Did you had fun? What kind of an emotions you have been going? So tell me, sharing everything with each other will show a lot of impact, because I think parents are someone the kid trusts the most, and how you're communicating and what kind of rules you have as a family, no matter what, how much busy you are. The moment we break the rule as a family, it will lead a lot of impact to the child. Because now, for example, we are having dinner every single day. Now, for example, I got some work and I couldn't have it, so my child becomes disappointed. And most of the time I agree that we can't be there because of so and so scenarios. Helping them beforehand, telling that papa got some work, so maybe we can plan a good lunch outside. So that will build an excitement for the kid, and they will be looking forward and forgetting the incident that have happened. So it is very much important for us to have at least little rituals as a family, and as a kid what they can do when both the parents are busy. Maybe we can conduct little workshops with the kid at school or at home, and being the nanny or the caretaker, that we have to be very careful. I think i think you might be aware most of the people are taking advantage of being a caretaker. So now, touchwood, I think I have seen a very wonderful caretaker at our Little Warriors. I think the kids are more attached to the caretaker rather than the parents. So they trust them. I didn't expect it that a caretaker would be like that. Again, if you see a different scenario, there are other caretakers who just see that as a business and they don't have any connection with the child. So it is very much important for us to what exactly we are looking in the caretaker and what are the rules that we are going to have with the caretaker. So in that way, we have a cross check about our kid, how exactly they are going about the life, and maybe we are setting the rituals or the routines that they have in a day, that you will be having homework, you will be playing, and again mama papa will be back to you, so they'll be looking forward to have those family time.
So again, goes back to setting these routines so that they
Yes.
know what to expect, and they're then expecting that, and then we fulfill that, and then it becomes a
Yes,
loop.
it's a cycle ongoing.
Got it. If there is one advice, I know these are hard questions, the one advice question, but if there is one advice that you can give to parents with children aged 1 to 6, and I know I keep saying 1 to 6 because that's our target audience,
That's
the
true.
parents. But even if you want to break that down to toddlers or primary, what would be one advice that you would like to give parents from your experience?
Yes. Be honest. Be honest and be transparent. If you're having a bad day, trust me, when you tell to your child that I'm having really bad day, they'll come up with a lot of solutions that as an adult, we don't know that this would have been easier. So be transparent. Most of the time, we try to mask our emotions in front of a child, and definitely they could sense what you are projecting and what exactly you're feeling. So I would say that be transparent, be open, be open about everything. There is no right or wrong. It's just about our perceptions. When you tell them, now, if I tell you that, I had to meet my friend, but she cancelled on me at last minute. So, how you would react? So, we would react that, she did it on purpose, she did it wantedly, she got someone else, and all of this. But when you tell the child reacts in a way, she might got busy, she got some important work that she couldn't miss it, so you can text from your end that okay, let's plan some other time. So this is how child give you solution and how adults think. So it is very much important to be transparent. As you have mentioned, 1 to 6, the 1 to 6 will turn out to be 20, 25, 30 years. So how they should become as an individual plays lot of role how they are as a kids. So it is very much important that what we are talking and how we are expressing and how we as a family will make lot of difference.
Okay, so now my last question for this podcast. This is me again for our parents. Do you have any recommendations for resources like books, online videos, movies, etc., that they could access to learn more about children and their mindset and psychology, etc.? Things without maybe not doing like a diploma or many degrees like
Yes,
you,
yes.
but maybe interested parents, if you can access these short resources and learn more, are there any that you would recommend?
So I would say that I always believe books will help you, but when you are having a conversation with person will make lot of difference. Now we do conduct a lot of Saturday sessions at our clinic, so where all the parents sit together, so we have a discussion like, tell me about this particular problem, are you struggling? So now I give a solution. As a parent you might give a different solution, so one problem there are at least 5 to 10 solutions, so it would make a lot of difference. So most of the parents again, they can't come because of various reasons, so it is important for us to have a community. This is what I am looking further, to build a parent community, especially mothers and fathers, so that would create a lot of impact. Now for example, because we are in a very busy world, we don't have time. At least when we take time and communicate at least once in a month would create lot of impact. And going to workshops for the parents understand. Now for example, most of the parents are busy and they carry a lot of mental pressure, and that is what we project subconsciously onto a child. So when we are being with our child, it is very much important that your mind is blank. When you go, you come filled with a lot of energy. So when we are occupied with a lot of mental tensions or the pressures, we project and they project differently, so everything get messed up. So it is very much important that when we are going, go with a blank space and attend a lot of workshops. I would prefer conversations would make a lot of impact than reading or watching.
Surely, again, it's again a two-way
That's
communication.
true.
So having that community, and that's kind of the reason also why we're doing these podcasts,
Yes.
is building that community for parents, slowly, one step at a time. So thank you so much, Shivani, for being here for this podcast. It's great hearing so many of your thoughts. We hope to maybe invite you to Ananta Montessori sometime to do a
Sure.
workshop. Do
Thank you
you
so
have
much.
any questions or any things that you want to say before we close the podcast?
It was wonderful to be part of this. I think at least I made little sense to the parents out there. I want parents to be aware how exactly they are parenting, because I think maybe earlier we didn't had an access. At least now we got access through podcast or videos, centers like this. So maybe let's create a impact on the parents and create a beautiful world outside there.
Surely, thank you so much for being
Thanks,
here.
Rohit. Thank you so much.